I'm Ethan Kwan, and welcome to part 3 of how to make a pen project in Scratch. Last time we made bullets, which is very nice because now we can shoot at something. But what are we gonna shoot at? So that's what we're gonna be making today. Enemies. So enemies are a bit complicated because we have to make them. First of all, we have to spawn them, and then we have to make them move. And if we want guns on them, it's even more of a pain. But for now, we're just gonna make a simple way of detecting if we have we're just gonna have a simple enemy that spawns on the edge of the screen, moves toward us slowly, and then basically, So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so how are we gonna make that? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new block. We're gonna call this one enemy, and run without screen refresh. And we're gonna stick this. I kind of want the enemy to be below the player. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna stick this below our above our player scripts, but below our bullet scripts. Okay, let's move over to some free space and drag this enemy block into some free space. Okay. So, to find enemy. So, how are we going to do this? So, first thing we want to do is we want to spawn an enemy. So, spawn enemy. So, we're going to create a new block called spawn enemy. And run without screen refresh. Okay. So, how are we going to spawn an enemy on the edge? Well, it's actually not as hard as you might think. So, we're just going to first of all drag the spawn enemy into our enemy scripts. Okay, so again, just like the bullets, we need lists to store our enemy positions. So we're going to create 2 new lists, enemy X for the sprite only. No, for all sprites, sorry. Click OK, and enemy Y for all sprites. Okay, I'm going to keep these lists visible for now. So, how do we spawn them at a regular interval? So, because I don't want, like a billion enemies to spawn all at once, right? So, how are we gonna spawn them, like, once every, say, like, 10 seconds or something? So, you might already know this, you might not. So, Scratch runs at a frame rate of 30 frames per second. So that's gonna be very useful information to us. Okay, so let's say we want an enemy to spawn every, say, 5 seconds, right? We're gonna need to wait 5 times 30, because 30 frames a second. We're gonna need, because we want to wait 5 seconds, 30 frames per second, that would be 5 times 30 frames. Just math. So 5 times 30 is 600, so we're gonna have to wait 600 frames? Yeah. No, 300 frames. Yeah, wait. 150 frames. Wait a second, no, that's 150 frames. I don't know. 5 times 30 is 150, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm bad at math. Okay. Anyway, so, so if we want one to spawn every 5 seconds, we're gonna have to wait 150 frames. So we're gonna have to, just like the bullets, right? We have to wait 4 frames every time we're going to shoot. Okay, so we're gonna create a new variable, enemy frames, and for the sprite only. And click OK. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is inside, go to setup. So inside setup. My computer's lagging still. Inside setup, we're just gonna set enemy frame to 0. Enemy frames to 0. Actually, instead of 0, we're gonna set it to something large, like 200. So we have to wait. What would that be? 200 divided by 30 would be about 6 seconds before the first enemy spawns, which is good. So I want like a small delay before an enemy starts spawning. So define spawn enemy. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna basically do what we did with the bullets. So grab an if-else, and we're gonna say if bullet frame is greater than, no, not bullet frame, sorry, enemy frames is greater than 0, right? We're gonna change enemy frames by -1. And if not, we're gonna create a new enemy. So how do we create a new enemy? Well, it's actually pretty easy. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and we are going to we're just gonna create a way to go to the edge of the screen, right? So what we're gonna do is we are going to go ahead and inside the else, actually we're gonna create a new block for this. Go to edge, and this is not the most efficient way to do this, but it's the easiest to understand. So go to edge, run without screen refresh, and click OK. Okay. So when we go to edge, we're just gonna stick this go to edge block inside here. We're gonna go ahead and switch costume to blank, and we're gonna repeat until touching edge. We're gonna move, say, 100 steps. 100 steps. And actually, first of all, we're gonna point in direction, pick random. We're gonna point in a random direction, so pick random, point in direction, pick random, -180 to 180. Okay, so point in direction, pick random 180.0. So it's a decimal, put 180.0. Anyway, we're gonna point in a random direction, and then we're gonna move until we're touching the edge. So actually, we can just test this right now. I think something happened here. Where are we? Oh right, we have to go to 0, 0, right. So go to x, 0, y, 0. So at the very beginning, go to x, 0, y, 0. Like this. Okay. Like this. It's going kind of weird for some reason. Move 100 steps, repeat until touching edge. It shouldn't matter because we're going to the edge anyway. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not sure what's causing it, but whatever. Okay, so repeat until touching edge, move 100 steps. Not saying we have to touch the edge. Okay, maybe because we don't have a costume inside. So inside blank, we're going to create actually a new costume called dot. Dot. Go to the very center. Just put a dot here. Yeah. Okay. So dot and like this. Okay. So we're gonna go, instead of switching costume to blank, we're gonna switch costume to dot, and at the very end, we're gonna switch costume to the big costume, so that we don't actually see this costume. So if we click this, yeah, okay, there we go. It went to the edge. Okay, good. Okay, so and actually, let's just pen up before we do this, so we don't get any random lines, right? So pen up, pointing direction. Yeah, okay. Okay, so now we have a way to go to the edge. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and, inside our spawn enemy, we're going to actually move a bit more. So we're going to move maybe like another 50 steps, say. So after go to edge, we're going to move 50 steps. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so what we're going to, okay, so after we move 50 steps, that will put us kind of off screen. So that's good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, I forgot to do this, so let's go to the, where is it? Setup. We're gonna go to variables and delete all of these two lists that we just created, enemy X, enemy Y, and that's full of X. Enemy X, delete all of enemy X, delete all of enemy Y. Stick that right in there. Okay, that's important, don't forget to do that. Okay, okay, now let's go back to our spawn enemy. So inside spawn enemy, what we're gonna do after we move 50 steps is we're gonna add our X position to enemy X, and we're gonna add our Y position to enemy Y. Okay, let's see what that looks like. So, oh, and of course we have to after we do that, we have to set our enemy frames to say, so since we want one to spawn every 5 seconds or so, let's just say set it to 150 because that's the math we did. That's 250. 150. Okay, there we go. Stick that right in there. Okay, let's see what that looks like. It's taking quite a while to tick down actually, so maybe I'll lower that. But okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, there we go. The items have been added to the screen, and now every time this ticks down to 0, it will reset. That's perfect, so that we can hide these enemy frames variables. And let's just check where these items are. Yep, so that these seem off screen? Yeah, okay, that's good. They see him off screen. Okay, good. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we have to actually draw these enemies, right? So, actually, first of all, we need to move these, right? So let's go ahead and create another block. Update enemy. Run without screen refresh. Click OK. Get rid of this. Okay, update enemy. Okay, so let's just go ahead and grab our update enemy and stick that right underneath our spawn enemy inside the defined enemy right here. Okay, update enemy. So how are we going to do this? Well, it's actually pretty simple. What we're going to do is we are going to, do we need our player's direction? No, we do not need our direction because, we're just going to calculate it right here. Okay, so, update enemy. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and actually just inside update bullet, right? We did this repeatedly. All we're going to do is we're just going to duplicate it again. So duplicate, drag this over here. Come on. Okay, there we go. Lag. Yeah. Computer's lagging for some reason. Let's see. Yeah, I'm... Okay, anyway. It's mostly scratched, so that's fine. Oh, and it's also my screen recorder. Okay, so update enemy, set I to 1, repeat length of bullet X, place item, blah blah blah, oops. Okay, so instead of repeating, first of all, instead of repeating length of bullet X, we're going to repeat length of enemy X. And then we're going to replace item I of enemy X with item I of enemy X plus, and we need a speed. Instead of bullet speed, we're gonna actually create a new variable, enemy speed, for the sprite only. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? So just because I want to, I'm just gonna set it for the sprite only. Where's the, yeah, here it is. So set enemy speed 2, and let's just set it to a 1. Yeah, okay. Go all the way back, which is painful because I have so much lag. Okay, so enemy speed, stick that, oh, that's bullet speed. Enemy speed, stick that right in there. Enemy speed times cosine of the direction. So we don't have the direction, do we? So get rid of these two. So how are we going to calculate the direction? Now, of course, we could store this in a list. But for now, since I'm just going to make these enemies, like, go toward the player, all we're going to do is, inside this repeat loop, we're going to go to X, we're going to go to X, item I of enemy X, go to Y, item I of enemy Y, like this, not bullet Y, sorry, enemy Y, go to this position, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to point towards, not mouse pointer, we're going to point towards, ooh, okay, we can't point towards mouse pointer, can we? Okay, so here we need a bit of math, and we need to point towards a position, right? So, how are we going to do that? Well, I already have a custom block set up for this, because I don't remember the math, but I'm just going to drag it in from my backpack, and then I'll show you, yeah, here it is. I'm going to show you what this code does, and then you can just copy it, because it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so let's zoom out and just try and find this block. Where is it? It's over here. Yeah, okay, there it is. Point towards X, Y. And I'll show you what I did in the script afterwards. But for now, I'll just drag it here so you can see it. Lag! So much lag. I don't like this lag. Okay. So, maybe I should quit everything. Notes? I don't really need notes. Okay. So, pointed direction. Okay, here's our script for pointing in a direction. So, I just created a new block. Point towards X, Y. So, define point towards X, Y. Point in direction. And we're going to need a, let's actually make this script again. So we're going to need an addition, and then we're going to need a multiplication in one side, and we're also going to need an atan. So go to abs of, change this to atan, so that's right here, atan, and stick that in the left. Okay, so it's going to be atan of, grab a division, the difference between the current X position and the position you want. So that's just going to be a subtraction. That's going to be X minus my own X position, right? And then same thing with the y, I'll just duplicate from here. So y minus y position, multiplied by 180 times, we're going to need an operator, y position, we're going to need our y position, and comparing to y. So y position is greater than y times 180 plus a tan of x minus x position, y minus y position. As you can see, I already have it. You can just copy it from here. Yeah, you can pause the video. Okay, so now we have our point towards xy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and use this block right away inside here. So point towards x, point towards, and we're just going to input our player x and player y. Point towards player x, player y, right? This means go to the enemy position, point towards the enemy, point towards the player, and then we're just going to use that variable. So go to motion, grab the direction, stick that inside the sign here, and then same thing with the cosine, so cosine of direction, like that. Okay, so sine of direction, cosine of direction. Okay, so now we have a good way to update our list. Actually, no, first of all, okay, let's do our y position too. So replace item I of bullet y, not bullet y, so enemy y, with item I of enemy y, plus enemy speed times cosine of direction. That's fine. Okay, and we can get rid of this if check, because we are not going to be deleting enemies if they're off screen, right? So get rid of this whole if, and get rid of the inside if, but we are going to add a condition in there later. So leave the if and keep the change I by 1 in the else. Okay, so let's quickly show our enemy x, enemy y variables, lists, and let's see if it works. So we have to wait about 6 seconds for the first enemy to spawn, but after that it should be about 4 seconds, so let's see. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, and it's updating, so as you can see, all these values are actually moving towards 0, 0. So if we look at that first, let's see, so first one, yep, so that's fine. Yep, now it's at 0, 0. If I move, as you can see, it will move toward me. Now, you have to verify this by just, like, intuitive sense, because you can't really see it right now. So let's code that up next. Let's try and view our enemies. Alright, so the easiest way to do this is just by inside our defend enemy. We're just going to create a new block. Again, another block. I've never created a project with this many blocks before, but anyway, that's not important. Okay, so block name, we're going to call it draw enemies. And run without screen refresh, click OK. Okay, so draw enemies. How are we going to do this? Well, actually, we can just duplicate our already existing update enemy block, so we can just duplicate everything under there, stick that underneath, because the repeat loop, we're just going to do the same thing. So, okay, so how are we going to do this? Well, first of all, we're going to get rid of all these scripts inside the repeat loop, except for the change I by 1, so keep that in there. Okay, and put everything inside, discard everything else. Okay, so what we're going to do is, we're going to go ahead and go to my blocks, grab the setup pen at block. As you can see, this block is really useful, and you know, now you see why we made it. So setup pen at, and we're gonna need these item I of enemy x, item I of enemy y, so just yoink those from here. So item I, yeah, so just grab those from there, and we're just gonna go to these two positions like this, and actually keep the change I by 1 below everything. So yeah, it's just how the repeat loop works. Okay, so set up pen at item I of enemy x, item I of enemy y, size. I just want this to be like a dot, so for now I'm just gonna set this like 10, maybe 15, so that it's a dot, right? And the color, so the color needs to be red, right? So let's go and grab another color, or just search up RGB color picker on Google, or whatever you're on, and you should get this color picker immediately. Let's go ahead and let's pick a reddish color, maybe like this. So that would be 245, 81, 66. So 245, 81, 66, right? 245, 81. Yeah, 245, 81, 66. Okay, so set up pen there, and then all we're gonna do is we're just gonna pen down, pen up. And I'm pretty sure that would be it. So let's actually go ahead and test that out. So let's wait for the enemy X and enemy Y list to fill up. Okay, I don't see anything. Ah, there we go, okay. And let's just stay in the middle so they can come to us. Where would it be? Not seeing enemy. Let's say we wait until, yeah, right now it should be on screen, but I'm not seeing it. So yeah, it should be like right around here, right? I don't see it though. So we obviously have something wrong with our code. Maybe. Ah, okay. I think I know why. Okay. Did we put our lag? Yeah, inside our enemy, inside our define enemy, we have to put in our draw enemy block, right? So draw enemies right at the very end of our enemy define. Okay, now let's test it out. Let's wait. How many frames is that? Like 200, right? We have to wait 200 frames. Okay, let's see. Where is it? There we go. Yes, okay. Yes, so now we have an enemy, as you can see, it is moving toward the player, which is great. Now, what if it touches it? Okay, nothing yet. One thing I want to do is just increase the size of this so I can see if they jitter or not, because sometimes they jitter, so it's kind of annoying if they do. So, size to like 25, or like 35 maybe. So 35. They're kind of jittering. That's unknown. I can't notice it very well. So that's fine. Size to, back to 15. Okay. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yep, so now we have our enemies. That is cool. Okay, so, yeah. Let's hide our list, because now we know it works. Let's see our activity. It's been spiking up and down. That's, moderately, terrifying, because I feel like my computer's gonna explode. Okay, so now we have our enemies. Let's just quickly see if they appear on screen or off screen, because that's kind of important, isn't it? Right, for now we can just do like a spy graph thing. Right. Yeah, okay, so now, yeah, as you can see, they spawned off screen, which is good. So that means my terrible code is working, because my code almost never works. That's a joke, maybe. Yeah, anyway, yeah, so now we have a way to spawn enemies, and as you can see, they are spawning. That's good. Now you can do whatever you want. You can even make them boxes, like what I did with the player. You can even, like, so just, all you have to do is just stick it in here. Okay. So, now what are we gonna do? Well, I kinda want, let's see how much time we have. We have like 7 minutes. I kinda wanna make it so that, first of all, the, I kind of want a way to, I kind of want the bullets to look a bit better, so let's find the bullet strips. The only thing, yeah, I need the, there we go, draw bullet. I need the scratch extension for this. Anyway, okay, pen down, pen up. So, inside draw bullet, pen down, pen up, okay. So, inside here, we can draw whatever we want, right? So, we're actually gonna need our new point towards block. Because I kind of want it to be a line instead of a dot, right? So it looks a bit better. So what we're gonna do is inside here, below the setup pen, we're gonna point towards our player X and player Y. So player X, point towards player X, player Y. By the way, you can use this point towards block anywhere you want. You don't have to give credit. I just found it on the Scratch Wiki, honestly. So, yeah. So go ahead and take it. I don't really care. You can use it in your projects. Anyway, yeah. So point towards player X, player Y. I'm going to go ahead and pen down. After pen down, I'm going to move 10 steps. Now this will look like a bullet. Yeah. That's good. That looks really nice. But can you see the problem with this? Yeah, I can't see the problem with it. I can, because, look, what if I shoot a bunch and then I move? Yeah, as you can see, the already shot bullets are rotating toward me, even though that's not what I want. Now, if you're not paying attention to it, you can't notice it, but once you notice it, you can't unsee it. So let's go ahead and fix that. So instead of using a point towards player X, player Y, that's not very nice. That's not a very good way to do this. So instead, we're just going to use a pointing direction. And lucky for us, we already stored our direction in a list, right? Bullet dir right here. So we can just duplicate this item I of bullet dir like this. So pointed direction, item I of bullet dir. And if we do this, it will actually work. So let's just go ahead and try this out. Yeah, okay, so now as you can see, they are not pointing, always pointing toward me, right? Yeah, okay, that's good. So now we fixed that. I kind of want a way to detect when we are actually hitting these player thingies, like these enemies, and I want a way to be able to kill them, right? And I kind of want to like add some health too, but for now, that's going to be it for now. So thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe, like, and share this channel with others. If you didn't like it, you can do it. Honestly, I don't really care. Okay, and I hope, yeah, okay, so see you at howtodostalegion.com, and see you next time. Bye.